Thank you girls so much for being here tonight. So I was just telling Alyssa that we are going to join forces more in terms of Your Best Rad Life and Faithfully Fit, which is awesome because I know specifically with teen calls, there's never a good time for everybody, and we're hoping that this gets more people involved on teen calls because maybe my evening time slots work better for people and maybe their daytime slots work better for others. And I think it'll just be best to work more as a team because we are one big team. And we were talking behind the scenes. Kim, Brittany, and myself work together a lot, and we kind of just had this moment of like, why aren't we like, molding our team pages together more? So we're really excited for this. So the way that I do my calls, since this is the first one with you girls, the second Monday of every month, I host with Shayna, and we have a specific topic we go over. Sometimes we have a guest speaker, another coach from another team, or somewhere in our big upline of not hard hitters. I don't even really reference them anymore, so I can't even think about them. Anyways, Brady.
TKO.
Thank you, TKO. It's been a while. I kind of put my blinders on to some of the bigger teams because I think I work more efficiently that way when I'm not just looking at what everybody else is doing and comparing myself. Side note. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. So the second Monday of every month, we host a call together. We always have some sort of topic we're going to cover. And then the fourth Monday of the month, she hosts her own little team hangout, and I do mine. So this is our hangout night. So I don't have any specific content to go over, but I'm here to answer any questions you guys might have and just to talk, to get to know each other better. I just learned something huge about Alyssa that I had no idea. So just stuff like that. And also, keeping it mostly, hey, Becky, to work-related stuff, but also just life. This job is so awesome that it brings us all together from all different walks of life and really connects us. And I definitely want our team to be more connected and just more comfortable with each other. And so I think these really great for us all to get to know each other better. So a couple things. As you guys know, Double Time is the newest workout coming out November 1st with Tony Horton. It's a partner workout. They're marketing it towards, a parent and a child perhaps, or a couple or whatever. It can be anybody, you and your best friend. And what I always like to say when a launch is coming is it may not be your favorite thing, but try it, like even if you're like, ugh, this isn't, because I'm feeling a little bit that way about it, to be honest. I think it's a great concept, but just the ages of all of my kids and how many of them there are, I don't see it really being like, I don't know. And so those are my preconceived notions, all that to say, but I'm going to do it. When it comes out, I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk about it on my social media. I'm going to talk about it from a curiosity marketing standpoint. So I'm not going to just blast Double Time all over my social media. And like I always do personally for my brand, I'm going to target moms who want to get started with their fitness because it looks to me, and from what I've read, it's more of a beginner program, and need to possibly incorporate their kids or want to incorporate their kids, and also wives, moms, wives who want to get their husbands involved. So that's going to be kind of my ammo when I'm talking about it on social media. Then that's my other take on launches. Anytime something comes out, you want to breadcrumb about it and talk about it without being like, hey, everybody, I'm doing Double Time and you need to do it too. You need to leave some curiosity there. Hey, Deborah, nice to see you. So the other thing I wanted to mention is Clean Week. We've had it for a few weeks now. I don't know what you guys have been doing in terms of leveraging that, but I thought I would share. Kim did a great job sharing what she's doing in both of our team pages, which was super helpful. So I thought I would just give my 2 cents on it real quick. I personally don't really want to market it and be inviting specifically to it to people that I haven't invited to a regular challenge group yet, because I've been hearing word that once somebody's already spent $40, $50 plus tax just for Clean Week, it's kind of a difficult leap to get them to then buy the All Access Challenge Pack, even if they're loving it, which is a little bit frustrating, to be honest, because you're like, well, you just loved it. Why don't you want to go all in? because then basically they're spending around 200 instead of 160. So what I'm doing is I'm inviting people who've told me no, not right now, whatever in the past, and I'm giving them an opportunity to try something for a week. And I'm talking about it like, I know we talked in the past and you weren't quite ready to commit to a full 30 days or whatever their objection was. I meet that in my invite. And then I say, I just want to let you know something rad just came out, and it's 1 week. And I guarantee if you follow it for a week, you will get, a big jump start towards your goals. And I'd love to help you do that. And it also provides a way for you to try these shakes that I always talk about without being on the hook for a whole month. So that's how I'm leveraging Clean Week. I am going to host a Clean Week challenge group November 1st, just to kind of try it out. But again, I'm not inviting newbies that I've never invited before. I'm only inviting my follow-ups. So it does give you a great opportunity to offer it. So I would say this is just my personal advice. Use it as more of a default when somebody says, no, thank you, not right now, rather than leading with it. But on your social media, I do think it's important to talk about it. I do think it's important to create some content around Clean Week, describing what it is without saying exactly what it is, and inviting publicly to it. Hey, y'all see me talk about my superfoods all of the time, and maybe you don't want to commit to a month, but you can try it for a week. Anybody interested? Those sort of things, little breadcrumbing of inviting to Clean Week. So I'd love to hear what you guys are doing. If anybody wants to share what's been working for them in terms of Clean Week. I think that, this is totally different from any other launch that we've done, which is why I think it's important to kind of collaborate on what people are doing, because my way, some of you may be killing it with Clean Week and converting everybody to your challenge groups. I don't know. So if anybody wants to, talk about what's working for you, the floor is open. Anybody? No?
I haven't had anything like super work for me yet. But I did get a group together, which I like getting groups, like an interest group. So I created a group on Facebook of anyone who's, oh, sorry. My husband said I need to speak a little more quietly. So what I like to do is like I ordered the box because I was like, this is a great way for me to get 2 more sample packs that you can't, coaches like can only get so many sample packs. So I'm like, great, basically more sample packs for me. So I did an online group and I have about 50 people in there. And I just like anyone who ever said, I want to do a challenge group, but I don't have money right now, or like I'm interested, or they said I'm interested in Clean Week. And then like I opened the package live and like talked about it. And like I haven't gotten a lot of interest, but I know that all those people are in a group now and I can keep on. And a couple people have said like, oh, when's the group starting? And I'm like, just go ahead and get it anytime. So I don't know. It's just kind of a way that I can stay on their radar, I guess.
I think that's perfect. That's a great idea.
But no like actual customers yet. So.
That's okay. Sometimes when new stuff comes out, that's just the way, I feel like. So, but when somebody's interested, you're going to be the person they think of that they want to get it from. So that's awesome. Does anybody else have anything they've been doing with Clean Week specifically?
I haven't really done, I did the videos myself just to see what they were all about. And I feel like I'm super focused on selling challenge packs, and it's hard for me to switch gears and promote that. Mm-hmm. When I really just want everybody on challenge pack.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also biased because I know that the challenge pack is just the better thing for each individual because it's going to be long term. But I also understand people's hesitation, and that's another reason why I'm not inviting to it specifically to people who I would rather invite to a challenge group. Alyssa, were you going to say something?
Oh, yeah. I haven't had anyone show a lot of interest in it yet or purchase, but there's one like mother-daughter duo that I'm talking to, and the daughter I've been talking to for like over 6 months. And so I've offered it as like a buy one, get one free, where I will just buy one myself under my husband's account and send it to them when the mom buys one so that they can do it together. But I haven't tried the workouts myself, so I think that I need to do that too to better understand it.
Yeah, the workouts are great, and I think it's a really smart tactic for what it is for being a week, how she's constantly hinting at the other programs and talking about, giving a little bit of descriptions of what they would expect from those. She's constantly hinting to other on-demand things. And just the fact that they get Clean Week, they can't see beyond the paywall what's there, but there's lots of advertising that there's so much more there that, at their fingertips. And then it's just up to us as the coaches to inspire them enough that week to get results and want to continue. So I think that's awesome. I think that's a great idea to do the buy one, get one free thing with a mother-daughter.
Yeah, and they're gonna do one regular and one vegan so that they can try both together.
Oh, awesome. That's a great idea. Very cool. How have your challenge groups been going? So I know the end of the year can get a little tricky with timing, at least for me, I feel like it did, because I thought I had my game plan a month ago. And then I sat down and looked at the calendar again, and just kind of learning from my past and past years of going through the holidays as coaches. So I wanted to just kind of offer some tips with that. Definitely sit down this week if possible and plan out to January, because the holidays can throw you off. And I'm very much like, once I get some sort of system, I like to keep it that way. As we all are, I'm very busy and I don't like it when I'm like, oh, I got to add this in or try this. So systems are really important to me. So I was on a pretty good system, but looking at the holidays, nothing was seeming to match up and it was feeling very overwhelming. So in last year, at least, I ran groups that ran right through Thanksgiving, right through Christmas, or started right after. Whatever you decide to do, there's no right or wrong answer, but market it that way. So if you decide you're going to start a group right after Thanksgiving or right after Halloween, then you want to talk about it, about help, we just had Halloween, you just ate your heart out in candy. I'm here to help you kind of cleanse that out and get on a roll before the rest of the holidays hit. And your social media needs to be projecting that it's okay. Like, the holidays can be a hard time for people who struggle with food like me. So it's really easy for me to talk about this. But it doesn't have to be, you can rock it out in the holidays. You can still enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner and your Christmas dinner, but that doesn't mean you throw away the next 2.5 months. So I think it's really important, especially for, whatever your, market is, to hear you talk about those things. That, it's not going to be easy. You're a health and fitness coach, so you're championing people to get through the next couple of months unscathed. And maybe unscathed just means not gaining weight. For me, I always tended to gain through the holidays. I kind of feel like you didn't, or maybe it's just me, because I would just go, oh, sweet, everything out the window, cookies galore, And I think that a lot of people can resonate with that. So when you're thinking about your groups, if you're going to start right after, again, just talk about that on your social media and in private messages when you're inviting people, why you're starting the group then, how it can benefit them, and how it can give them the head start to January. Because if you guys play your cards right now as coaches, you will set yourself up for so much success in January. January is like amazing as coaches because everybody wants to start their health and fitness journey in the new year. So, but I know from experience that coaches who kind of sit back and go, oh, the holidays are hard, nobody's going to want to start a fitness journey right now. Those are the coaches that come January, they're waiting for like this windfall of people who want to start their fitness journeys. And those people aren't there because those people are doing other things. They already made their plan. I can't even tell you how many October, November, Decembers I created lists of people who told me, talk to me in January. Like, they just have their wall up, and come January, by January 5th, Success Club, I had a whole challenge group filled. But that work has to start now. You have to plant those seeds now, that even if they're not going to be those people that are ready to start their journey throughout the holidays and try to get through it unscathed, you will be the person they will want to work with in January if you're talking to them now. So be confident in what you have to offer right now. Don't shy away from what we do throughout the holidays. Please, please, please. Trust me, you will be upset at yourself if you do, because I know coaches who've done that and they were just kicking themselves. I like to show a lot on my social media how, I'm going to a Christmas party and there's going to be this and that. And whether the tagline is, I had my Shake You on the way so that I, stay on track, or, what, I decided that tonight's going to be my cheat night and that's okay. Tomorrow I'm going to get right back on it. And then you're following it up with the next day with, I just rocked out my workout. kind of slipped last night, but that's okay, sort of thing. So you're talking about things that are so relatable to people. People are going to go, oh my gosh, I just went to a party and I was planning on just giving up for the next 2 weeks because it's Christmas. No, you'll be that person that will inspire them to go, it doesn't have to be that way, but you have to be consistent in talking to people every single day about those things, planning out your months, the next couple of months, and being consistent on your social media of whatever you want to portray in terms of how you are going to rock it out through these holidays, because you will set the tone for the people that you're trying to inspire out there. So I decided that I do like to run groups through the holidays, but I planned them so that the final weeks will be going through those holiday weeks. So my hope is that for those new challengers, they have 3 solid weeks set up where they're killing it. They're, in a good routine, following meal plans, drinking their Shaco. And then when Thanksgiving hits and then when Christmas hits, I can talk that whole week about how it's, we don't need to throw it all away. It's okay. Enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner. Look at what you've accomplished already. Look at what you've accomplished before the new year. Like, remember when you told me that you kind of wanted to wait till the new year, and I kind of gave you some ideas on why it would be better to start now. Look at you now. That's so awesome. And you're championing people to do that. And I think that that's so powerful for everybody individually. So if anybody has any suggestions about that, I would love to hear. Maybe you strategically planned out your next couple of months. If you have anything you want to add, I'd love to hear it. That can be free groups too. It doesn't always have to be paid groups. I love doing a countdown to Christmas every December, so I'll definitely be running that. And I just do lots of crock pot meals, wintry type foods, and it's just, I do the 12 days. And I like to add in, I think last year I did like an ab challenge with it. And it's just a great way, again, to get those people who told me, no, I'm not ready, or, I don't want to spend the money right now, because you're going to be getting a lot of that. And don't let it knock you down. A lot of people are going to tell you they don't have the money right now because they're buying Christmas gifts and they're doing all these things. Don't stop at the objection when you're talking to people. Try to overcome it with them. Try to help them see that this will really help kickstart them in the new year, and it's almost like a Christmas present for themselves rather than putting it off. And the reality is in January, everybody's broke, right? Worrying about tax season. So always try to be, when you're in these private messages with people, and private messages where it's at, guys, that's the gold. Your social media is your storefront, and that is your brand, and that is what's going to attract people to watch you. But most people need that private invite. So if you come up with the best content on your page and the best calls to action, that's awesome. More power to you, because I can't say that I have that gift. But I definitely have the gift of talking people into things behind the scenes from a very loving way. And I think Tara can say yes to that because she ignored me for a while. And I'm just very persistent. But I believe in this so much. And I tell my story over and over and over again in private messages, just like I do on my social media, because I want to relate to people. I want this so badly for other people that I'm willing to put myself out there over and over, and not just stop at the money objection, not just stop at the, the timing's not right. When people tell me the timing's not right, I let them know why this is the perfect thing for any time if you're busy, because I'm really stinking busy. And I was even busier, you could say, when I started in a different way. So meet them where they're at with the objections and share a little bit of your story to help them overcome that. And if it's still a no, that's cool, because most of the time it still is. But once again, you will be that person that now they've created a little bit more of a relationship with. Now they know that you're the real deal and you're not just somebody who wants to make a buck. Like, you genuinely want to help them, and that will hopefully help inspire them to take your word for it.
So you're saying the countdown to Christmas that you do every year, is that a free group that you do on Facebook?
Yes, free group on Facebook, and I tie in some sort of fitness challenge, like an easy abs, or one year I did guns, buns, and abs, I think it was.
So you find like specific workouts throughout Beachbody's workouts, and then you just pick and choose?
No, I found the workouts on Pinterest. Okay. I have a template that the one from last year I haven't tweaked yet for this year. I can send you just so you can kind of see. I can share it in the team pages. I'm pretty sure it's already in there, but I'll unbury it and reshare it this year so you guys can see.
So does it have to be Beachbody? Like, that's not confusing?
No, because you're trying to get people In my opinion, the reason you do free groups is to get people to know you better, to build those relationships with you, not with Beachbody. So you're trying to show them that, you're offering value and not asking anything in return. Of course, the hope is that the relationship continues and they want your help beyond. So there's definitely lots of conversations going on behind the scenes during that group with the people who are in it about how, I want to continue to help you after this. I know you're killing it with this ab challenge. I'd love to, see what you want to do next. So it doesn't stop after the 12 days, those sort of conversations, but it's not about Beachbody. I do occasionally, share my Shakio check-ins just like I would with the group, but of course the wording would be different than what I would say in the challenge group. So you're breadcrumbing throughout it about Beachbody, but that one specifically, it's not a Beachbody one. I have ran Beachbody free groups before. You can do the free 14-day trial of Beachbody On Demand, and I have a template surrounding that where you tell them what workouts to do throughout their free trial. And you can do that with Clean Week now, because Clean Week is before the paywall. And every time they kept saying that, I'm like, I don't even know what you mean. But basically, anybody can log in to Beachbody On Demand. This is how I understood it, so I apologize if I'm wrong. But anybody can log in and get Clean Week without paying for anything, just as a free customer forever. Like it just is there now. So you could totally do a group with that. For newer coaches, I think free groups are one of two things. I do free groups a lot right now because I'm so far out of my out of my warm market that I need to be constantly building these relationships with new people that I don't know. And I need them to know that I'm here to help them, not just get them to buy something. So I need to leverage free groups in that way. For newer coaches, I encourage you guys to invite to challenge groups, like you just started your own transformation or you're well into it and you've got a lot to talk about there with your warm market, people who already know you and trust you. And I'm not saying don't waste your time on free groups by any means, but I definitely think it's easier to get people to say yes because they already know and trust you. I'm trying to get people to know me and trust me. So I hope that makes sense. And I mean, you can talk to a ton of different coaches and they'll tell you a lot of different advice on that. That's just what's worked for me. So just wanted to share. Does anybody else have any other questions about timing of things or free groups? Ellie?
I'm just super, super excited for 80-Day Obsession.
Yes.
I was just looking up when that would actually start. And I really want to make sure I have my sliders ready. So.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. So 80-Day Obsession is coming out in January, you guys. And I think this one, okay, so I know I kind of made a want about double time, and I didn't mean it that way at all. Autumn's a huge name for us. And although, again, we're not going to put it on blast on our social media that it's an autumn workout, I think that there's so much here with 80-Day Obsession that you're going to want to capitalize on. I think, to be completely honest, I think it's going to be a tough sell for people starting out because it's definitely not a beginner program. I think it's smart to already be thinking about that. Who is going to want to do this with you? My game plan, well, let me back up. Sometime in November, and I don't think it's been announced yet. So if anybody knows, butt in and please tell me. There's going to be a little sneak peek with that Little Bit Obsessed that you're seeing on as coming soon on demand. So you'll get a little piece of it. From what I've been hearing, it's definitely a notch up program. So it's not for beginners. And I think the piece that's going to be just huge for our market is there's a little bit of intermittent fasting in it. The whole nutrition thing, it's not completely different from the containers, but I think it builds on it for those people who want a different take. I know that there was feedback, I don't know, 9-ish months ago about the containers aren't working for everybody. And my personal opinion on that, you like how I'm giving my opinion all the time, sorry, but my opinion on it is it was right when all the keto stuff was coming out, all these other MLMs surrounding nutrition stuff was coming out. And I think coaches were getting some objections from that. And so I love how Beachbody Corporate kind of rose up and was like, well, let's find a way to meet those people's needs, people who think that the containers aren't working, which I think is bogus. And let's give them a different way to do the containers. So 80-Day Obsession every day, I'm understanding it correctly, every day the workout's going to be a little bit different, almost like as if the whole premise is that if you went to Autumn as your personal trainer, this is what she would do with you for 80 days. And that's how the meal plan's going to be and the workouts. So I want to encourage you guys to do it starting the day that it comes out. You're not going to have a full challenge group necessarily right then. I mean, maybe. The nice thing about on demand is if you get people set up early and you let them know, you need to be set up so your Shakio's here, it's coming out this date, you could definitely have people ready to go. But I think as coaches, we all need to do it. It's going to be hard. I'm going to be very pregnant, but I'm going to do my best to do it. But these are the programs that you can get just killer results from. I mean, if you can lose 5 to 15 pounds on one of her programs in 21 days, just imagine what this program is going to do for people. And transformations, being a part of the product is gold, you guys. It's what we need to be doing. So when a program like this comes out, again, even if you're like, ooh, it's so far out of my comfort zone, we are called as coaches to get out of your comfort zone and do it. So I really want to encourage you guys, put that on your calendar for January. We are all, as a team, we will run a team-wide challenge group for 80-Day Obsession so that we can encourage each other to stay in it, because I've heard it's not easy. And we need to be doing the meal plan and we need to be doing the workouts, because you need to show people what's possible. That's something that I never would have ever considered doing in my life, let alone however pregnant I'm going to be, 6-7 months. But I'm going to do it because that one thing that I like to show as my personal brand is that I like to overcome things. I like to push myself. So if you can relate to that, I think most coaches can. That's why we do programs like this that are harder. You don't just go, I don't really want to do it, you know. But in terms of who you're going to invite to it, it's not going to be people who are new, because they'll be overwhelmed, you know. But a lot of people they're already pre-planning 21-day fix groups in December to get those people warmed up on the journey, working out every day, so that when 80-Day Obsession hits, they can encourage them, we're going to do this together. And I think that's a rad idea. So think about that. What were you going to say, Deborah? I'm sorry. I'm just like rambling here.
No, that's okay. I was wondering, are you going to do anything with the live feed that they're promoting?
I don't know yet. Did you have some ideas with it?
No, I mean, because for me, I'm at work at 12, and that's the time they're going to do it. It says 12 Pacific time, and I don't know a lot of people who are stay-at-home or anything like that. I was just wondering how I could use that to, you know, also to kind of get to know. But I heard you say how hard it's going to be also, so I'm kind of going, now wondering, because I'd really love to just be part of that.
The live stream's going to be.
By that time, I'm hoping my husband gets a job where I can be an at-home person again, but don't know yet.
I don't want to plant the seed that it's going to be like so hard that nobody can do it. Like from what I've heard, I would put it online with like Shift Shop. Just from what I've heard. Personally, Max 30 is like the hardest ever because it's so cardio based, and who wants to do that kind of cardio? Like, not me. But Shift Shop was doable. But I've also heard that the workouts are longer, which is another reason in my mind, just thinking about who I'm going to invite to do it. You need to get people doing at least 30 minutes before you're going to ask them to do an hour. And I've heard that some of them are an hour. And that's why I think we need to talk about it now, because all of us as coaches are probably going to be groaning about that because we've gotten so used to our 30-minute workouts. So it's definitely going to be a specific market. I think that talking about this live feed thing is something we should brainstorm about. So I'm glad you brought it up because I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. But yes, they are going to stream them live every day because, like I said, it's like she's training you. So each workout's going to be a little bit different. So you're not even going to have access to day 2 on day 1. It's not going to be like the whole program launches. It's going to be like 8 day sessions out. Here's your first workout, which I think is really, really cool. So I'm going to read up more on that and just see how that's going to work and think about some ways we can do that, because it's probably going to need to be, in terms of your challengers doing it, in more of an individual thing, if they could even do it at noon, but letting them know that that's available, because that's really cool. But in terms of how to market that, that's new territory for me, so I got to think about it.
It's Deborah, it's streamed live. It's shot like live at 12 p.m. Eastern time, but it's the workout stays up for 24 hours. So you don't, it's not like you, if you can't watch it at noon, you don't get to do it. It stays on demand for 24 hours, and then they do the next one, and then they do the next one. So if they're already an on-demand member, they can do it. So you could say, let's get a free group together and let's all do this awesome sneak peek into this like workout that they're doing like with your live personal trainer, and get them set up now to do that. So, because it doesn't just go away.
Right. It's not just at noon.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I was just saying, for Tara, or like any kind of like, if you haven't done a free group before, like sometimes for me when I started them, I would get like maybe a little bit frustrated, or I had like friends who would get frustrated because there's some people who just go into every one of your free groups, but they'll like never buy a challenge pack. But I have found that every single one of those people that at one point or another I got frustrated have eventually become a challenger. And like one of my friends who was in every one of my free groups for an entire year, and I even like sent her samples of a shake, just signed up, and I think she's going to sign up as a coach, and I think she may even want to coach, but it took her an entire year. So I'm really glad I didn't give up on her and say like, hey, like, you know, I'm not giving you more free stuff, because that's just rude. And now she like really trusts me. She really trusts the program. She lost 30 pounds just doing my free groups. So she's really excited to do the whole program now. And she's like told her friends about it. So just to tell you that in the beginning, sometimes it is easy to get discouraged by that, but it's totally worth it. So, at least
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Ellie. That's a really cool story. And the other thing that's nice about free groups is asking people to bring friends, you know, because they're not on the hook for anything.
Yeah,
So I always make posts in there, you know, bring a friend, tag them. My last one I did, if you invite 3 friends and tag them, I'm doing a raffle for a pumpkin spice tank top, you know. So it's a nice way to expand your network, because hopefully the people that you invited are your avatar, your niche market. And so hopefully the people they're inviting are in that same market too, so they'll relate to you and want to work with you. So, yeah.
I have a ton of free group templates too that I could share. I've done a ton of free groups, and I have like different templates that I've put together for like different, I guess, like boot camps or like different targeted areas. So I can share them to the Faithfully Fit page.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. I love that.
And then also how you're saying being a product of the product and like stepping out of your comfort zone. That's something that I did with Core de Force. I actually used to make fun of people who did MMA workouts because I thought they were like wannabes. And then when Core de Force came out, my coach Jen really encouraged me to buy the DVD and try it. And I actually like, that's the one that I like took videos every day and posted it on social media, and I got like the best results from that workout, which is like so crazy. And then I also got like the most questions about that one too, because I was excited about it and was open about how I used to make fun of it. So I definitely encourage that. And then also for 80-Day Obsession, if you guys are kind of wondering like what a sneak peek of it looks like, definitely follow some of the top coaches on Instagram that are doing it right now, like Jatana Jackson and Danielle, I don't know her last name, but they post it live on their Instagram stories, the workouts that they do for 80-Day Obsession, and it's getting me really excited about those workouts. And so kind of my game plan that I'm doing right now for 80-Day Obsession is like my customers that have been in challenge groups with me in the past and have just like totally fallen off and like aren't responding to me and aren't wanting to join any more challenge groups, and maybe still are drinking Shakeology or not. I've been tagging them in the video that Carl posted of the 80-Day Obsession and like tagging their name and saying, oh my gosh, Alexis, this looks like so much fun. We should totally do this in January together. And it's been getting us talking again. And so hopefully they'll be on board, but we'll see where it goes.
That's great. I love that, Alyssa. Super smart. I love that you said that about Core de Force, because that's like my all-time favorite.
I love that one.
All right, girls. Does anybody else have anything? I try to keep my calls around 30 minutes. I'm sorry we went a little over, but I'm just loving having you all on here and getting to know you all better. So if anybody has anything else to add, or any questions or anything. Can I take a picture really quick? Sorry, who did I cut off?
I have a question.
Go
It's
for
Sarah.
it. Hi, Sarah.
Can you see me now?
No.
Am I sure?
It's just really dark. Sarah is brand new. She just signed up Saturday, and we just had our getting started right call before this call. So welcome, Sarah, to the team.
Hello, everybody. I'm not quite comfortable yet with this, but once I get into my workouts and everything, I'm sure I'll be like, look at me.
Well, we're glad you're here. Did you have a question?
No, there's a little, I'm just trying to figure out how this, call thing works. And I see a little picture of me down at the bottom.
I think it's just because it's dark in whatever room you're in, but you got it on.
Okay.
Smile, but nobody can see you. I'm going to take a picture because I want to talk about you guys on my page tonight. Is that okay? All right.
Yeah, but to be honest, I didn't know if I was up here or not. I wasn't planning to be, but I couldn't figure out how to not have myself up here. So I thought it said it said allow audio, and I pushed that. And then when I looked up there was like a little microphone with a slash through it, like I didn't have audio. So I hit on that, and then I was like, wait a minute, I think I'm actually like on here.
Right. I'm just in here because you're playing and I'm trying to listen.
You did it right. I muted
There
it
you are.
for a little bit. We saw you a little bit.
Yeah. It's brighter for some people, and so when they came up, I'm like, oh my goodness, you could see me. I'll get used to it.
All right, girls. Well, thanks again for being on tonight. I appreciate it so much, and it's so nice to see all these faces on here. And so for my coaches, Faithfully Fit, keep an eye out for Kim and Brittany posting about their team calls if you want to jump on theirs, because again, we're trying to really work more together as a team, which we're really excited about. And for all of you from Your Best Rad Life, welcome. This makes me so happy to see y'all.
And don't everyone think that I'm just like super tired all the time, but it's like 10:40 here where I am.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh, yay.
Okay, I'll stop rambling. For all you.
I think we got a similar look going on too. We got short hair and glasses.
Yeah.
All right, girls. Good night.
Good night.